was talking to my sister in Canada, and she thinks Brooklyn's edgy just from watching television and film. And she goes, "You live in Brooklyn. Are there like crackheads screaming outside your window?" And I'm like, "No, but I heard a baby crying in a vintage wine store." Like, that's where I fucking live, okay? Like, the dogs in my neighborhood have headshots. It is so ridiculous. They have SAG cards. They're very advanced. And maybe that was a crack baby, I have no idea. But if that is a crack baby, the people doing crack in my neighborhood are doing like organic, omega-3, like low carb crack. Like, they're getting the best crack. They're not doing with all this other bullshit. Their crack is free range. So when we moved in, we didn't have wireless. It took forever for that to happen. So I was stealing wireless. And you know how to steal wireless, right? You look for anyone's wireless who's named like Netgear or Linksys, right? Because those people have no fucking idea what's going on, right? They just take it out of a box and plug it in, they're like, magic! Like, they have no concept of computers. So I'm stealing from Netgear, and it's going great. But then my connection drops, and I'm like, fuck! But then it comes back up, but the guy has renamed his wireless, "Stop stealing my Netgear, you asshole." And I was like, that is genius, but still not password protected, so I was like... And I have to say, you know, so I was a week off of Facebook, which is chilling. And you say what you want about Facebook. This is the one thing I like about it. Facebook is light. People are publicizing themselves, right? It's like kind of life on Prozac. It's everyone's best photos of themselves, right? It's like them at parties, cheersing, looking beautiful. Like the pictures of me at home in a Pinot Grigio haze, you know, listening to Joni Mitchell and rereading old journals. Those never make it up, you know? Like, it's very specific what makes it up there. But every once in a while, someone will throw out a depressing status update. I feel like to get your attention, you know, it'll be like, "Bill is on his last legs and staring into the abyss." And you're like, wow. And they'll be like, "Joanna likes this," you know, and it's all turned around. It's all happy again. So I was out of town for a couple weeks. I came back home, and I knew my husband had been on my computer. And I had this whole moment of like, I'm gonna look in the history and find out what porn this guy is looking at while I'm out of town, right? It's just so easy, and I'm about to do it thinking I'm so smart. But then I had this moment, I stopped and I was like, oh my God, do I wanna know this information? Right, do I really wanna know? Because I know for sure he's not looking at porn about someone like me, right? He's not downloading like, goofy brunettes with upper thigh issues gone wild, you know? He's not buying the porn bangs. Which does exist, by the way. So I'm nailed to the subway, and it's full summer, but I saw this girl in the subway. She was wearing, I love the subway fashion. She was wearing shorts, tights, high socks, and boots. And I just wanted to run up to her and go, "You know what you would love? Pants! Brings it all together. You don't have to dress a la carte anymore. There's just the one thing. It's exciting for you." And I was thinking, but I'm the one person in the subway, I don't have an iPod. So I don't wear one. So I am I'm sort of a walking victim for conversation. And I made eye contact with this random guy, which I know, amateur mistake. You do not do that. I just forgot where I was for a second. I was like, "I'm in Canada." And I made eye contact. And this guy looked at me and he said, "Nice eyes." And I was taken aback because I wasn't wearing any makeup. So I was like, oh, maybe he sees my true beauty. Like, you know, that's very powerful for a woman. And it's very difficult. I'm looking at it. It's very difficult, you know, with the whole urban lumberjack, scruffy scarf thing, scruffy beard thing going on, to tell if someone's like homeless or trendy. So I'm looking at him and he's got a little hat. And then he goes, "Guess where I spent the last 15 years? I'm like, "I don't know. Peru?" Like, we're playing narcissistic trivia. I don't fucking know the answer to this question. And he goes, "Rikers Island." I'm like, of course, that's who thinks I have nice eyes. Of course. And then he goes, "Are you married?" And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Too bad." And I was like, wow, Is Rikers where they put the smooth criminals? That is fancy. And he goes, do you have any kids? And I go, no. And he goes, well, you should get on that. I was like, oh, thanks. Sorry if I don't take advice from someone who hasn't allowed shoelaces for the last 15 years. Like, what the fuck? And then he gives me his number. I'm like, oh, yeah, because we should hang out. We should have coffee. We're totally the same. We both done bad things. You know, like, you once accidentally killed a man. I once accidentally replied all. You know, like, I've done some bad shit. But when I moved here, I would say I was slutty, and all my girlfriends when I moved here, I didn't know anyone. Like, in Canada, Sex and the City is a funny comedy show. Here it's a fucking documentary. So I didn't know how to meet anyone, and all my friends were like, you have to get waxed. You will never meet a guy unless you get waxed. And I learned very quickly I would sleep with anyone after fresh, expensive bikini wax. Because we all know you have a very small window to get your money's worth on that shit. So you gotta move, move, move. And I'm half Israeli, so I've got like 40 minutes, so. And the first time I went to get waxed, this Korean woman, took me into the nail salon, pristine, gorgeous woman, like not a hair in her body, just beautiful, and took me into the back room with the walls that don't reach the ceiling, fake walls, and very loudly looked at me and said, "You're like Monkey Girl!" I'll never forget it. And I was like, really? Do I get to walk out and tip you? Fantastic. Thanks for that. That's merit. No, it's all taken care of, everybody. We're good. We're good. We're now an Israeli guy on the street that was looking for directions, and because my name is Israeli, I said to him, "Oh, my name's Ophira." And he went, "No, not Ophira, Ophira!" Because only an Israeli would correct you on your own fucking name. They are a very gentle people. Very gentle people. It's like, I don't know if you've ever had sex that's so bad that during it you start making resolutions for the rest of your life. You're like, tomorrow I'm gonna quit smoking! I'm gonna go to the gym, it's not too late! Tomorrow's a brand new day, I could be anyone! Thank you guys so much, enjoy the rest of the show.
Yes, let's give it up for Ophira Eisenberg, absolutely hysterical.